Hi, it's Dr. Ali, a cardiologist with 3 decades of educational experience. This is part of my series of lectures for patient education. Remember, always get medical advice from your personal physician, not from this presentation. Today, we're going to explore how heart attack research found and solved part of the mystery of why some people are having heart attacks and others were not. There's a famous research study conducted in London where they were looking at heart attacks in people with different occupations. And a classic at that time was a double-decker bus where the bus driver would be sitting for most of his job and the conductor would be taking the stairs up and down, issuing tickets. They found that a bus driver who was sedentary most of the time had double the risk of a heart attack compared to a conductor. Therefore, moving protected the heart. Now, if you're sedentary, your arteries become stiff, and this leads to cracking of the endothelium and toxic plaque buildup. Now, exercise releases a number of chemicals. Some of the research has shown up to 9,000 different chemicals are released with half an hour of exercise. Among these chemicals, nitric oxide is known to be a potent vasodilator, which makes the arteries wide and flexible. This may be one of the mechanisms how exercise helps. Now, if you're sedentary, your heart takes a path wherein the heart itself is sluggish, the arteries are stiff and narrow. The risk of heart attack is increased, perhaps doubled. If you're active, there's increased flow, the arteries are flexible and smooth, and the heart is protected. Now, they did CAT scans of people's hearts where they looked at plaque and calcium deposition. They found that the more active people had more calcium deposited in the arteries to the heart. Therefore, it seemed that vulnerable plaques which don't have a protective calcium cap were becoming less vulnerable with exercise. This is kind of counterintuitive. Therefore, the recommendations currently are to move at least 30 minutes every day, aim for 150 minutes of activity a week, and simply starting walking would give you a lot of protection. Thanks for watching.